நீங்கள் பார்த்து கொண்டிருப்பது உங்கள் RSKV யூடியூப் சேனல்.
Income Tax Inspectors Exam 2012, Paper 4, Office Procedure. Question number 1. During temporary transfer, HRA is admissible up to 60 days at the old station rates and beyond that at the new station rates. An order under Section 264 can be passed by the CIT on his own or on an application from the assessee. Question 3. Two registers have been prescribed for the purpose of monitoring the advanced tax payments, namely ITNS 122 bracket R and ITNS 122A. Question 4. When a reference is made to the transfer pricing officer under Section 92CA of the IT Act, the time limit for completion of assessment is extended by 1 year. Question 5. The reasons for reopening of assessment are to be recorded before issue of notice for reopening of assessment. Question 6. The commuted portion of pension will be restored on the expiry of how many years from the date of retirement? 15 years. Which one of the question 7, which one of the following is not true? Paternity leave is permissible to male government servant with less than 2 surviving children. B. Paternity leave may be combined with leave of any other kind. C. Paternity leave shall be debited against the leave account. D. None of the above. Answer. Paternity leave shall be debited against the leave account. Question 8. Under which of the following conditions HRA can be drawn in favor of the government servant who is living in his own house? He should furnish a certificate that he is contributing towards house property tax. Question 9. In CAP 1, report which of the following is not a demand difficult to recover? No balance in the bank. Question 10. No notice for reopening of assessment if the income tax escaped is more than rupees 1 lakh under the provision of the Income Tax Act 1961 can be normally issued after the expiry of 6 years. Question 11. For the reassessment of wealth escaping assessment, the assessing officer has to serve notice under Section 17 of Wealth Tax Act 1957. Question 12. If a government servant is unable to avail the LTC during the relevant block, it can be further extended by 1 year. Question 13. Under ad hoc procedure, demands can be written off up to rupees 5,000. Question 14. Which is interest-bearing advance? A. Advance in connection with legal proceedings. B. Advance for purchase of conveyance. C. Advance in connection with medical treatment. D. None of the above. Question 15. Suspension can be revoked by the following. A. The appointing authority. A is not correct. Answer both B and C is correct. B. Any authority to which it is subordinate. C. Authority which issued suspension. Both B and C are correct. Question 16. Study leave cannot granted to a government servant unless he or she has completed minimum 5 years of continuous service. Question 17. During the course of reassessment proceedings, the assessing officer can recompute loss only. B. Recompute depreciation allowance only. C. Recompute any other allowance. Answer D. All of the above. Question 18. The government servant subscriber to GPF can withdraw from his or her GPF account for pursuing higher education up to 75% of the balance amount at credit. Honorarium. Question 19. Honorarium is essentially paid from A. Consolidated Fund of India. B. Consolidated Fund of State. C. Consolidated fund of a UT. Question 20. Answer D. All of the above. Question 20. The time limit for making a supplementary claim of refund from the end of relevant assessment year is 2 years. Question 21. Maximum period for which undisbursed cash can be kept by the DDO in cash book is 3 months. Question 22. Maximum period within which special audit under section 142(2)(a) of the IT Act can be completed is 180 days. Question 23. All Group B officers are required to fulfill the following conditions before accepting commercial employments within 1 year of retirement. Given intimation to Ministry Department under which they have served. Question 24. What is called substituted service? Service by a fixture or by putting a newspaper advertisement. Question 25. What is the time limit to draw recovery certificate by the TRO? No time limit. Question 26. In case of medical leave, HRA is admissible up to 8 months of leave with medical certificate. Question 27. With regard to the power of CIT, A of the following is true. The CIT-A can make inquiries on his own as he deems fit. Question 28. Which of the following rules of the conduct rule prohibit giving, taking, demanding of dowry? Rule 13A. Question 29. What is the limit of purchase under rate contract? No limit. Question 30. Home travel concession is not available to persons who are railway employees. Question 31. The time limit for imposition of penalty under section 271E of the IT Act is within 6 months from the end of the month in which penalty is initiated by the JCIT/additional CIT. Question 52. Which form number is prescribed where a bond is to be executed by a government servant before proceeding on study leave? From 7. Question 33. Separate demand and collection registers are maintained for company and non-company cases. Question 34. The mistakes pointed out by the revenue audit party in individual cases of assessment are first pointed out in half margin note. Question 35. Medical reimbursement for treatment abroad requires certificate from standing committee. Question 36. The authority of approval in case of original cost estimates in minister in charge of administrative ministry when project or scheme outlay is less than rupees 50 crore. Question 37. Under section 132, an investigation team was required to search an aircraft. Which of the following statement is false in the situation? He can ask DGCA to cancel the flight. Question 38. How is a summons served to the assessee? In the same manner as a notice. Question 39. Report on top of advanced taxpayers in corporate charges is prepared 4 times in a financial year. Question 40. The present basic exemption limit under the provisions of Wealth Tax Act 1957 is rupees 30 lakh. Question 41. An ITO wants to obtain information and to record the statement of a person regarding the marriage expenses of his daughter. He will need an authorization under section 133A/5. Question 42. The power to issue a prohibitory order during a search emanates from which section? Section 132(3). Question 43. Penalty under section 271D of the IT Act is levied for taking or accepting loans or deposits of rupees 20,000 or more in aggregate in contravention of provisions of section 269 SS. Question 44. Joining time cannot be combined with CL. Question 45. The encashment of earned leave along with the LTC permissible to a government servant in entire service cannot exceed 60 days. Question 46. Local fund relates to matters such as sanctioning of the budget, sanction to the creation of post, C. Sanction to filing up of post. Answer D. All of the above. Question 47. The DDO is supposed to maintain a separate expenditure register in Form GFR 5. Question 48. Children's education allowance or hostel subsidy is automatically raised by 25% every time the DNS allowance of the revised pay structure 50%. Question 49. The assessment order under section 153A or under 153C of the IT Act can be passed with the prior approval of ICT or additional CIT range. Question 50. If a government servant fails to avail the appeal, the following options are open to him under the CCS CCA rules. Revision. Question 51. Prescribed authority for granting sanction in case of transaction in immovable property for government servant holding Group C post is Head of Department. Question 52. Order of assessment or reassessment or recomputation under Section 147 of the Income Tax Act 1961 cannot be made after the expiry of 12 months from the end of the financial year in which the notice for reopening of assessment was served. Question 53. Under the ACP scheme, financial benefit available to employee is upgradation of pay level with one increment in lower pay level of the pay matrix. Question 54. Which section in the IT Act 1961 allows write-off of a demand outstanding against an assessee? A. Section 285B, B. Section 287, C. Section 292. D. None of the above. Answer D. None of the above. Question 55. Bill register maintained by DDO is to be reviewed at a dash interval monthly. Question 56. The minimum amount of subscription to GPF is 6% of emoluments. Question 57. As per Central Action Plan, target for the financial year 2017-18, 100% time barring scrutiny assessments were to be completed by 30/11/2017. Question 58. The government servant due to retire on superannuation shall be exempted from making any subscription to the GPF during the last 3 months of his service. Question 59. During training, HRA is admissible at the rate applicable at the headquarters. Question 60. A government servant shall be entitled to commute for lump sum payment of his pension up to an amount not exceeding 40%. Question 61. Home travel concession is available to eligible persons on completion of service of 1 year. Question 62. Children's education allowance is admissible during the period when the government servant is on duty. B. Any kind of leave including extraordinary leave. C. Suspension. D. All of the above. Answer D. All of the above. Question 63. Which of the following cannot be billed under salary? TA. Question 64. Reimbursement of children's education allowance is made if self-certified original receipts, e-receipts submitted by the government servant. Question 65. Children's education allowance is available for children studying from nursery to 12th class. Question 66. The following is not a right of the delinquent official charge sheeted with major penalty. Appeal against the charge sheet. Question 67. In which section of the IT Act The time limit for completion of assessment and reassessment proceedings are spelled out. Section 153. Question 68. Keeping in view the Central Action Plan for FY 2011-12, which of the following statements is true? Assessments in all the cases selected for scrutiny are to be completed through AST system software only. Question 16. Which of the following children of an employee is not entitled for medical benefit? Earning son of 15 years of age. Question 70. As per section 254 bar 2A, the ITAT may grant stay on recovery of demand for a maximum period of 365 days from the date of its first order granting such stay. Question 71. The local purchase committee recommends purchase up to rupees 2,50,000. It's modified in Potokan. Question 72. Certificate for no collection of tax at source, collection at lower rate given under Rule 37C bar 1 shall be valid for such period not exceeding 1 year from the date of the certificate. Question 73. Cash seized during a search is deposited in the personal deposit PD account. Which of the following officer maintain this account? CIT. Question 74. Tax arrears which have become clearly irrecoverable can be considered for write-off under regular procedure of write-off of demands if they are over 3 years old. Question 75. In which of the following cases training would not be treated as duty, period of training being more than 1 year? Question 76. When a government servant under suspension dies, suspension abates and pay, allowances and retirement benefits are admitted under normal rules. Question 77. Question 77. Salary is a primary unit of appropriation. Question 78. Gratuity is admissible to those employees who have completed minimum 5 years of qualifying service. Question 79. Notice for reopening of assessment as per provision of the Income Tax Act 1961 to give effect to any direction of any appellate authority can be issued. No time limit. Question 80. Personal pay is to protect the government servant from loss of substantive pay. Question 81. For the purpose of calculation, the tax effect while filing an appeal, all of the following are included except interest. Question 82. The responsibility for one regular maintenance of cash book is with DDO. Question 83. Which of the following report can be sent online? CAP 1. Question 84. Protective assessment becomes infructuous once the appellate authority confirms a substantive assessment. The AO can cancel such redundant assessment, redundant assessment, by passing rectification order under section 154. Question 85. Request for alteration of date of birth with evidence in service book should be made within dash of entry into service 5 years. Question 86. If the revised D and C are register, the column demand will represent the gross demand without reducing the tax deducted at source. Question 87. A single arrear demand and collection register is maintained under the new scheme for a period of 3 years. Question 88. The residuary financial powers vest in Finance Ministry. Question 89. Salary of a government employee cannot be reappropriated to any other head. Question 90. Time limit within which the assessment of such cases under section 153A is to be completed is within 1 year from the end of the financial year in which last authorization of search under Section 132 has been executed. Question 91. What is the time limit for grant of sanction in case of transaction to in immovable property situated outside India? 60 days of receipt of request. Question 92. If a central government employee draws pay in the pay level 10 or 11 of pay matrix, which mode of travel is he entitled to? AC 2 tier by train. Question 93. Rate of conveyance allowance for average monthly travel less than 200 km is nil. Question 94. As per board instructions, appeal to the High Court is recommended. Choose the most appropriate statement. Answer: regardless of the tax effect, if any of board's notice or circulars are under challenge. Question 95. TDS under Section 195 can be refunded only with the prior approval of CCIT. Question 96. For extensive repair work, the withdrawal from GPF is allowed provided the government servant has completed 10 years of service. Question 97. A person who has collected the tax has failed to deposit the tax so collected with government as specified will be liable for prosecution under Section 276BB, and on conviction he may be awarded rigorous imprisonment of minimum of 3 months, but which may be extended to 7 years and fine. Question 98. During the course of reassessment proceedings, the assessing officer may reassess. An assessing officer may assess or reassess A. Income in respect of any issue which comes to his knowledge during the course of ongoing proceedings. B. Only on the issues which were in his knowledge at the time of issue of notice or recordings of reasons. Both A and B. Question 99. On ITBA module, minimum amount of refund which requires to be approved by an additional CIT is rupees 1 lakh. Question 100. Under CS MA bracket line rules, if no medical officer is appointed, the following is an authorized medical attendant for Group A and other drawing pay not less than rupees 2,500 per month. Principal medical officer of the district.